Hey everybody, Rob from robthetrainer.com and Fitness Together in the North End. In this video today, we're going to go over 2 crawling exercises that we like to use with a lot of clients' programs. Crawling is a fundamental movement that we want to make sure that most of our clients have a grasp of. It sounds ridiculous, the idea of crawling around on the ground, but if you've ever done it correctly, it's actually quite challenging. It's a good way to create a little bit of stability, teach everybody to move with purpose, and also kind of get your core working through those movements so that you can create as much stability as possible as you go through any kind of complex moving pattern. The first one I like to use with people, we call the leopard crawl. It's a much slower pace than the traditional bear crawl, but it also keeps our lower back in a much safer position. The idea here is that we're on our hands and our toes, the knees are off the ground, and we're moving those hands and toes together while keeping that back nice and still. A lot of times people will actually place like a little water bottle or something right across the lower back to make sure that we don't let it drop or sway too much. But again, we want to really lock those abs in nice and tight, and we're going to move the opposite hand and the opposite knee together as we slide through that movement. Nice and gracefully, just like a leopard. Now, the regression for that would be something we like to call the baby crawl. Again, this is something where, your program requires long bouts of crawling and you're exhausted, or this is maybe the way that you're working up to that stability of the leopard crawl. It's done with your knees touching the ground here, and just a very small slide as you go through it, much like a baby would here. The movement comes again from the knees and the hands as opposed to the toes and the hands, something like this. Guys, that's the leopard and the baby crawl. I hope that video made sense to most of you and that was helpful. If you have any questions, you can always email me, rob@robthetrainer.com. Thanks for checking out the video. Take care, everyone.